Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So today's video is a little bit of a shorter one. I just have a mini book haul for you. The city that I live in recently had their annual library book sale, and I picked up 4 books while I was there. Now I really look forward to this event every year, and there's always thousands of books to choose from, and I always have to go in with this particular mindset of, alright, there's going to be a lot of books that might catch your eye, but just pick the ones that you're actually going to read, because y'all know I got a lot of them here that I haven't read yet, so I don't need to be filling up my, to-be-read pile with a ton of books that I'm only so-so about. So these are 4 books that I am looking forward to reading in the near future. The first one is one I've never heard of before. It's called Moon Tiger, and it's by Penelope Lively. The only reason it even caught my eye is because it's a Penguin Modern Classics edition, and I really love the look of them, the white spine. I have a couple unread books here that are also part of that series. It's about this famous writer, Claudia Hampton, which is the most posh name I've ever heard of, who is on her deathbed basically. She's elderly, and she is using this opportunity to reflect back on her life and create her so-called greatest work. She's reflecting on her lover, the father of her daughter, her lost love from when she was younger, and apparently it won the Booker Prize, which I'm not sure if that's like the precursor to the Man Booker Prize, but it's splattered on here in different spots. So it has won awards, and I've never heard anybody talk about it before, but it just sounds like it would be a really nice read, and it's not particularly long, but just something that would be beautiful and maybe a little heart-wrenching as well. The second book I picked up was the Condé Nast Traveler Book of Unforgettable Journeys. So this is a nonfiction book, and it's just a bunch of short stories from different writers and authors visiting different locations around the world. They have a couple examples on the cover here, such as Russell Banks in the Everglades, or Patricia Storage in Provence. I mean, half of these people, I've never heard of them, but I do really like the idea of these little travel sort of snippets, and you get an idea of a different place. And for somebody like myself who longs to travel but doesn't really have the funds or time to sort of do it all right now, this is a great way to sort of live vicariously through other people's stories. The funny thing about this is that on the cover, one of the authors referenced is Simon Winchester, who writes about the Philippines, and he is actually the author of another book that I picked up, and he wrote Atlantic: Great Sea Battles, Heroic Discoveries, Titanic Storms, and a Vast Ocean of a Million Stories. This is a nonfiction book about the Atlantic Ocean, and it covers the vast history of this ocean from when the Vikings crossed it to great sea battles to sort of the current condition of the ocean and our battle with pollution and overfishing. I have never read a Simon Winchester book, but he is very well known for writing excellent nonfiction history books. My friend who was with me at the book sale has read a number of his books, including this one, and she highly recommends them. So as a lover of nonfiction and someone who really likes learning about history too, this is the perfect book for me, really. And I'm definitely looking forward to picking it up and seeing what I think of Simon Winchester, because if I do really like this, there's a lot of other books that I could potentially read by him, which is always exciting. And the final book that I picked up was the one that I was the most hesitant about of all of the 4, and it is The Elegance of the Hedgehog by Muriel Barbary, and it's translated from French by Alison Anderson. So having a work of translated fiction on my shelf is good, because I definitely am lacking with those. This one, I hadn't heard of it until semi-recently when Max from Well Done Books had mentioned it on his channel. It was sitting there in the back of my mind, and then I saw it, and this copy looks brand new. Like, it's a really beautiful edition. It looks great on the shelf. I mean, the cover, the photoshopping on the cover is a little iffy, but it looks nice when it's sitting on the bookshelf, so that's good. The story focuses on 3 characters in Paris. There's the concierge of the building where the little girl here lives. The concierge, who's this old woman who sort of appears as somebody who is uneducated and not very interesting, but she's actually very well educated and just doesn't want to show it. And then we have this little girl here who's 12, who is very, very smart, but doesn't want to show it. She wants to kind of come across as less intelligent than she actually is. And then we have our third character, who is a Japanese man who comes to this apartment complex and befriends the two of them and sort of sees past their facades. And even though it seems kind of quirky and, you know, who knows how I'll feel about it, a lot of people apparently like it because it was on the New York Times bestseller list for over a year, and I have heard different people on BookTube talk about it. So I will be interested to check this out and see how I feel. So if you guys have read any of the 4 books that I just mentioned, please let me know what you thought of them down below. As always, all of our links are in the doobly-doo. Please check those out if you feel so inclined. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you later.